Hello there my fellow holotape heroes and welcome to another Galactic challenge video. It seems like that all those annoying Gungan challenge is just a long distant memory, because it seems like this is now the second challenge in a row that's, I guess, relatively easy to get max crate, especially today because it's Nightsisters one, and as you probably know, Nightsisters are kind of a cheesy faction. You can even get to work something with the low gear ones. And then as well for the remaining feats, again using Imperial Troopers, which, you know, again, even with lower gear, you can get something going. They're both very kind of cheesy factions, you know, in their own right. So as always, I'll cover the modifiers and the feats first and then show you the battles. Well, I guess I spoiled those battles already, two of them. So the first one will be Nightsisters and then Imperial Troopers for the remaining feats. Again, YouTube chapters below if you do want to skip through. Otherwise, let's go ahead and remind ourselves of the modifier for Coruscant, the Thunder's Applause and Democracy combo. So it's essentially what we already kind of have in place for territory battles, so probably familiar with it. It's quite a lengthy one, but essentially what you need to know is that leaders, they gain 100% speed, so both your and enemy leader, they'll be very fast out of the gate. And then on top of it all, we do get this democracy ability, and whenever we use it 3 times, then the enemy leader gets instantly defeated. And then we get Thunderous Applause buff, which then allows us to call everybody to assist whenever we use a special ability. So it's a very fun modifier, I really like it. Now, the way you charge democracies, you either have to gain buffs or land debuffs. So in terms of Nightsisters, you will want to spread plague, lots of debuffs, and in terms of troopers, they're getting lots of buffs themselves, so they hit the Thunder's Applause very quickly, as you will see. In terms of the modifier for Nightsister, Limitless Magic, it's a nice one. Whenever an ally is revived, we get some stacking, health, protection, offense, and speed. Especially speed will help us out. So if you do have low gear Nightsisters, I'll show you here. What you want is that Marin gets defeated and then you just kind of don't bring her back, like don't revive her straight away. Let's just keep cheesing. She's coming back through Talzin's leadership and dying off and boosting your team. So that's what we'll be doing. And then in terms of the enemy modifier, Dauntless Courage, the clone modifier, I don't know, it's not that great really. Yeah, just for each buffs they get some stacking things, but yeah, luckily nothing too crazy to help out clones today. In terms of feats, we have to win with a full team of Nightsister units, and then we have to bring the balance to the force, which means we have to win it with at least one light side and one dark character surviving, and finally gain offense up 20 times. Plenty of ways to do this. I'll just do Imperial Troopers on full auto for these remaining 2 feats, and you'll see it's a pretty straightforward affair. But first, let's go ahead and knock out Nightsisters. Now, going with Talzin lead, I think this will be the easiest thing, but you will need Zeta on her leadership. I do have here Zeta on her lead, which will also allow you to cheese that, you know, whenever some Nightsister is defeated, you use basic, they are revived, assist, and then die off. As you can see, I don't have Zeta on Dark as unique, so, you know, room for improvement in here. They're all kind of like, what, gear 9, 10-ish. I do have Zeta on Asajj, but that's on her leadership, not on her unique, so again, no Zeta on her. Now in terms of Marin, well, I do have Zeta on her unique, I believe. Really, the key ability for her unlocks at gear 12, which is the one where she goes into stealth and cleanses everybody, right? So I don't have her gear 12, so even Marin there, not that great. So it really depends, obviously, on the level of your Nightsisters, exactly what comp you'll be going with, what kind of strategy. But if you do have like a relic ones or gear 12, I don't think you should have problems. Now with lower gear, you can still get it to work. I needed about 8 attempts to line up. It's a bit of an RNG involved here, especially with Mary not being at gear 12. But what you do want is, in this situation with lower gear Nightsisters, you want to make sure that Marin is in the last slot and Zombie next to her. So when, for example, Hunter starts off with an AoE, he will defeat everybody. Obviously, Talzin can't be defeated because of the modifier. And then Daka and Asajj will be killed off next in the turn order that they are placed. Zombie will revive them, and obviously Zombie revives herself, which means Marin will not get revived by Zombie. And you want Marin to be dead if you have low gear Nightsisters, so then whenever you use basic, she's revived, call to assist, and her basic as well applies, I believe, 2 stacks of plague. So you want her to keep, you know, coming back and dying off. So that's what I will be cheesing a little bit here, that kind of mechanics when it comes to Talzin lead once you do have Zeta on her. Alright, let's lower the footage. So this is attempt number 8 that was successful for me. As you can see, Deo killed everybody off. Marin is not coming back because she was in the last slot. We can go ahead and dispel now. Again, bit of an RNG, like in terms of this Asajj gets the turn for a dispel before your Talzin gets mass assisting, so that's why I needed a few attempts. But you want to get a dispel, get a stun over on first Echo, and then I'll try and stun tech as well if I can. No stuns there, come on. Alright, let's go ahead and use Democracy for the first time. Let's go ahead and land that Tenacity down so we can debuff tech. Again, bit of RNG, will tech start with an AoE cleanse or with his, you know, stealth ability. So there is some RNG involved if you do have low gear Nightsisters, but just want to show you, you know, as long as you kind of keep going. For me, this was attempt number 8. I was able to line it up. You basically also have to get a little bit lucky with stuns. So I got Democracy there for the second time. Sure, let's go ahead and do a base. There you go. I got a lucky stun there with Daka on Echo. And we'll just keep going, keep using basics. Wrecker died off from Plague. Let's go ahead and use Democracy for the third time. This killed off Hunter, and now we just have to clean up the rest. And now we've got as well Thunder's Applause. We see, as you can see, we got lots of stacks of Ichor at this point already because we keep one of our Nightsisters dead, so she's keep being revived, keeps killing off, which kind of feeds into the modifier for Nightsisters. So at this point we're kind of good to go. We're just gonna hit auto basic at this point. The reason why I hit auto basic was just so we can keep tech stun locked. Echo at this point is not a threat anymore because he doesn't really deal any damage. Really, tech with his AoE can do some big damage. That's why I decided to do that. There you go, Nightsisters. Again, depending on, you know, how geared up you have them and level up their abilities, can be easy and straightforward, or you know, you'll need to get a few attempts like I did with low gear Nightsisters. I just wanted to show you that you can do it even with, you know, gear 9, 10 Nightsisters. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the remaining 2 feats and unlock our crates. So from one cheesy team to the next one. Same thing with troopers. I think even gear 10, 11, they will work because once, as you will see, they start rolling, there's no stopping them. So first I will stun Hunter because Hunter, remember, leader gains 100 speed, so I don't want Hunter getting a turn. So we go, Hunter missed a turn because Hunt stun him. We also need obviously Hunt there for the bring balance because he's light side, and you just hit full auto. And these guys, just look how quickly within what 18 seconds of the battle they only got Thunder's Applause. They used Democracy 3 times already just because the amount of buffs that obviously Imperial troopers are getting, and just, you know, they'll just keep hitting, keep going. More and more Emperor's Trap. Also now whenever we use special abilities we call everybody to assist, right, because of the modifier that we get on Coruscant. So these guys should go down quite quickly. There we go, got him down, just down to Omega, and we should be good to go and unlock max crates. Again, very cheesy one today, both Nightsisters with Talzin lead and Marin there, her basic. You can cheesy that way. And then also troopers themselves are very cheesy as well, just because once you start rolling, you know, there's no stopping them. Alright guys, that's all for today's video. Hopefully it was useful and helpful, showing you how you can quickly, easily, and in a fun way can max rewards. Let me know how you guys are getting on, but until then, have fun, enjoy life, and may the RNG be with you, my friends.